Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Nachan back at again with another super original video. Today, we're gonna be making a totally not overused video idea whatsoever. Today, I'm gonna be making my first top 5, and I bet you would never guess what top 5 it is. Guess. Well, it's top 5 worst perks. I bet you're thinking, wow, Nathan, you're super original. Like, I'm the most original YouTuber there is, if I must say. And, yeah, let's get right into the top 5. So, coming in at the number 5 spot is DEADSHOT. The thing about this perk is that it's not necessarily that bad of a perk. It's actually pretty useful at times, but whenever I find myself wanting to buy this perk, I always find myself deciding between another perk, like DEADSHOT or Electric Chair or DEADSHOT or Stamina Up. There is always something better than it, and that's why, and I always end up choosing the perk that's better than it, like Stamina Up or Electric Cherry, and that's why DEADSHOT is coming in at the number 5 spot. And coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be Double Tap 1.0. I'm not saying Double Tap 2.0. I'm talking about its counterpart. What this perk essentially does is that it makes your gun shoot much faster. Most people say that this perk makes eats your bullets, which it does to a certain degree. But when I think of this perk, I think faster fire rate, faster the bullets go into the zombie, and the faster the zombie dies. But the main turnoff of this gun is, of course, that it shreds your bullets for most weapons. But like, if you're using a gun like the FAMAS, this perk will not be for you, because the FAMAS will basically be out of bullets in 10 seconds. But if you're using a gun like the ray gun, this perk would be much better because you can shoot the ray gun much faster. And either way, this perk is still pretty okay, and that's why it's coming in at the number 4 spot. So, coming into the number 3 spot, it's gonna be Mule Kick. Just like the other 2 perks, Mule Kick isn't actually that bad. Whenever I start off in a game, I always want to buy Mule Kick, but there's always other things I need to buy first. You need to get jugs and a decent gun or 2, and you need to get set up with the rest of your perks, and that is usually around round 10 when you get all set up. And once you're all set up, you need 4,000 points to buy it, and more points for the 3rd gun. And by that time, you really don't need it, because you already are all set up, and you don't need another gun. But if you do get it, and you go down, you lose 4,000 points, which is a big investment, and you also lose another gun, and you might have in that 3rd slot a Apothecary Servant or the Ray Gun Mark II, and then you go down, losing that gun, and then you have to go try to get that gun back in the box. And yeah. And also, another reason why it's in the number 3 spot is because once you get it, you have to tap 3 times. Say, if your first gun is the Pharaoh, your second gun is Ray Gun Mark II, and then your 3rd gun is the Thunder Gun. You would have to triple, if you're on the Pharaoh, then you have to tap twice to get a Thunder Gun. And say if you're in a corner, you might die once you get to the Thunder Gun before you can get a shot off. And that's why Mule Kick is in the number 3 spot. Bye! So, coming in at the number 2 spot, it is going to be Who's Who. Who's Who is just a god-awful perk. Looking at the other perks that were on this list, they were not necessarily that bad of perks, but they were just not that helpful. But Who's Who, on the other hand, fucking sucks overall. When you go down on solo with Who's Who, you spawn back with the M1911, and you're expected to revive yourself with no perks and no papped guns, just with a fucking pistol. Say there's a horde of zombies by your dead body, and you run over there to revive yourself. Say goodnight, because unless you are the relaxing end, you ain't gonna do shit. It's a waste of a perk slot, and this is a horrible perk. So, coming in at the number 1 spot is Tombstone. And just thinking about this perk makes me want to kill myself. The Tombstone seems like a good idea in your head, but the perk was just executed terribly. It seems good because you're on transit, a huge map, and when you bleed out, instead of having to gather everything again, like your perks and guns, you can just go to your Tombstone and get everything back. But what Treyarch didn't manage to find out was that if a player had the incentive to die, that player is going to take that opportunity, leaving the other player to fighting alone, fighting 2 times, 3 times, or 4 times the amount of zombies than on solo, and they're alone. Truthfully, I'm not at all surprised, because from the people that brought you Transit, what more can you expect? So that is it for the top 5, and yeah, so hopefully I'm going to be posting more over the summer, because it just turned over for summer to me. And I was wondering what you guys want to see, if you want to see different games, like instead of Call of Duty, maybe MMOs or something like that. And if it's only Call of Duty, do you want to like see zombies, or do you want to see multiplayer more, or do you want to see both? So I'm fine with either or both. And yeah, just leave me some game ideas you want me to play, or if you want me, or just any ideas. Like, it can be a let's play, or it can just be top 5s like this, or it can just be comparisons on guns, or yeah. And that's been it, guys. See ya.